So we are in Dakar because we sort of wanted to be in the Senegambia space. So the Senegambia Studies Group is an affiliate of the African Studies Association, which obviously, as we know, every year we have our annual conference. Part of the motivation for us really was that we wanted to be in conversation with scholars that are based in the Senegambia region, especially around some of the issues that we're talking about, whether that's issues of gender politics, whether it's issues of women's lack of political participation, or some of the other areas that we've looked at, the issue around storytelling, the issue around film, as well as borders and migrations and things like that. The idea really was, how do we be in conversation between the diaspora scholars, but also with the scholars that are based in the continent, also obviously knowing the challenges of traveling to the US for conference, whether that's the visa, whether that's the cost as well. And for me, as well as the members of the Senegambia Studies Group Board, I think being home, whether in Senegal or in Gambia or in Sao, as we said, the Senegambia and beyond, really brings these issues closer to home for us to engage with, for us to critically engage around these issues, to learn with each other, but also to think outside of the box, especially around some of these issues that we face in the Senegambia region, but also most importantly, using our research, our work, whether that's teaching, whether that's research, whether that's advocacy, for the betterment of our communities, but also the Senegambia as well. I think one of the key highlights for me, but I think for most people as well, is the keynote that was just done by Dr. Ibrahim Assal, the Executive Director of Trust Africa Foundation. And he spoke about Senegambia integration, the importance of it, the challenges, the history as well. And I think for me, part of the key takeaway as a Gambian that recently spoke about the Senegambia integration and ways of thinking about it, I think what he calls for us, especially as scholars within the Senegambia and beyond, is to creatively think about how do we, especially given the issues of climate, given perhaps a roadmap to Agenda 2063 and leaving no one behind, but also as we think about how do we transform our societies in a way that ensures that poverty is eradicated, making sure that inequality is eradicated, but also making sure that human rights are realized and fulfilled, is really thinking about creatively and out-of-the-box ideas and approaches, especially around Senegambia integration that goes beyond Senegal and Gambia, but as well as other countries as well. And so I found it very fantastic. I am in awe of Dr. Sal as a fellow Gambian scholar that uses his scholarship and cite him. But I think for me as well, beyond that, as a scholar activist, as somebody that is actively involved within the African continent, whether it's around women issues, whether it's around, for example, issues of conflict mediation, and also in making sure that women are actually included and called to the table, I have been refreshed and called to action, especially from his keynote. And he is a mentor of mine from afar, and I'm excited that I get to meet him in person. But I think most importantly, for the call for us to really think about how we support the thinking around Senegambia integration, especially as it relates to governance, rule of law, and the realization of human rights in the Senegambia region. Let's think about how we can leverage our shared history, our shared language, our shared culture to better the lives of all people, not just in the continent, but most importantly in the Senegambia region and beyond.